Your mother-in-law decides to get a tattoo in honor of her grandchildren, and surprisingly, she came back with this tattoo. Aw, this is what she chose. Out of all things, like, it's not like she couldn't use their face or something like that. Of course not. 3 little apes. So she got the 2 twin apes at the bottom, and then at the top, I guess this is... it couldn't possibly be her, so I'm assuming this is the oldest grandchild.
Sometimes you gotta crash to feel better, because you know what? I am pregnant, so I can't do the things I would normally do to cope. I would normally have me a White Claw and a blunt and just... But you know, you can't do that when you're pregnant. So I might crash the out, and I might post some here about my real life that might be shocking to some of you, because I have been living it, and I've been like, what have I been doing for so long? What have I been doing for so long? Losing my internally. That's what I've been doing for so long. And I'm finally kind of just breaking free of all that. And so this is going to be a big journey. Yeah, this is going to be a journey.
Her and her husband are both biracial, and both of their mothers are white. This ain't her first time dealing with the microaggressions. And this ain't the first time that woman has done something racist. Another baby. Also, please tell me this is about the picture a picture of. And mind you, these people have 3 children together, and she's pregnant with their 4th.
And I have felt gaslit and invalidated this whole time. And I crashed out yesterday, and I posted it because I was tired of feeling like I was crazy when I know I'm not, and I needed some validation, and I got it. Yes, I am pregnant, and I will be getting a divorce. This tattoo is not the reason. It's not the main reason why we're getting a divorce. There's been a lot of things to make me want a divorce before the tattoo even happened. And now that happened, it's just like, he didn't like it either. He didn't like it either, but I didn't feel like he was 10 toes down behind me and my boundaries about it. So yeah, I kind of, too sober for this, lost my shit, crashed out a little bit, posted that crazy ass tattoo for the internet. I don't know, man. I just felt like I was pushed. I had no other choice. I was literally, I thought I was going to literally lose my mind.
That's a mugshot tattoo. The fact that she felt comfortable doing that says a lot about her. Because why would you even picture your grandchildren in that light? And it lets me know her mother-in-law is racist. And I feel sorry for those children. I feel sorry for her son. Because a lot of times people like to sit up there and think that just because they up in there hunching on somebody that's black, that don't make them racist. And I keep telling people, they can still be racist and still sleep with you every single night. The way they look at you is you a different type of black. You the good black. You not like them over there, them thugs. And I can accept you. And they be comfortable feeling racist in front of you. And you just be sitting there nodding your head and taking it. Because, oh, he didn't mean no harm by that. Yes, he did. That's how they feel. And I think that it's important that when you get in these relationships and you get around his or her family and you start peeping little slick comments they make, you need to take that into consideration before you have children with that person, because slick statements are going to be said about your child. That's not healthy for them. For those of y'all that like to be out here knocking up y'all preferences and then bouncing out and then wondering why you got these people online that look black but they be out here acting white and ain't got no sense about themselves and got a whole bunch of internalized racism, it's because they have been dealing with it all of their life and they really don't know who they are. They not in connection with their roots. It's a white person stuck in a black person's body. And that's how they navigate the world until they get their end wake-up call, which is what she just got through her mother-in-law.
When she first got that tattoo, I asked her to cover it up. And at first she told me no. And I said, cool. I just don't want to be around you. Didn't really say too much about it. The next day, she said, hey, I'll cover up around you. I'm so sorry. I was like, cool. I want to cover it up everywhere around me. Not just my home, everywhere. She said, cool. That's not what happened when she ended up moving back home. I would be in other areas of town and of gathering, and I was trying to be civil for the kids, for my husband, trying my best to just deal and not, but nobody was taking it seriously enough. I would go to another family member's house and she would have it out. I would go to a little bar where it's like a very small town. So every day there's like a routine for somebody in the family to go somewhere and have a couple drinks. Sometimes I would go up there so that way the kids could see grandparents and stuff for like an hour. The thing would be out. I'd be staring at it. One day I was just having a bad day and we were at another family member's house and it was just out looking at me. I was already mad at my husband because I had to get 3 kids ready by myself for the day and be over there at a certain time. By the time I pulled up, everyone was asking me where I was at. Like, nobody else had to get 3 kids ready by themselves. Anyway. And I felt like I kept trying to avoid her at this place. And she kept following me places. Realizing I'm mad, you have this stupid tattoo just staring at me. Leave me alone. That's not what happened. And then I just felt like nobody was on my side at all. I feel like nobody could understand besides my family how serious this
She said family and close friend.
is. Like, I felt like I was losing my mind, right? So then I finally like crash out a little bit and I'm like, hey, I'm not going to be around you anywhere, anytime without you covering that thing up, right? And she was like, at first, like, no. And I'm like, fine, like, don't expect me to want to be around you anywhere. Nobody else asked me to go around her with that thing uncovered. All I'm asking is that she cover up with like a sleeve. I'm not asking that she cut her arm off. I'm not asking that she get another tattoo covering it. Just like get like a compression sleeve and cover it the up everywhere around me. Like,
no, you nor your kids should be around her because that was blunt disrespect. And your husband, he need to grow some. But I already know how your husband giving up. He used to his mother being racist towards him. So he gonna let it slide because he don't want to accept that that's who his mama actually is. And ultimately that is how she feels about him. If he don't address it, your kids gonna pay the price. Either they're going to have resentment towards him or they're gonna grow up to be exactly like him. But you already knew how that family gave it up and you still decided to procreate with him, not once but twice because they have twins. And actually 3 times because this third, I don't know why you didn't just go ahead and use some contraceptive because you should not be bringing kids into mess whether you marry or not. You already knew that y'all marriage wasn't stable. She's like, it's not so much the tattoo. Why not? Because ma'am, the type of pause I would have laid on her. You're not gonna walk around freely calling my kid a 8 because you letting me know how you really feel about them. You sat up there and procreated with a black man, so he wasn't, unless you into bestiality, he wasn't that much of a 8. Y'all got to quit. She would not see her grandchildren until she got that covered up and apologized. Because why would you think that that was okay? And the reason why the family ain't got no problem with it, because they racist too. They be calling them all types of little ends, I bet. They in Kansas too, girl, bye.
Like, the So, my husband's grandparents' like 60th anniversary party is coming up. And like, I'm getting asked if I'm going and I'm saying no. I'm not going. And she's like begging me to go. And I'm like, until you can tell me that you are going to cover up, I'm not going. I'm not saying nobody can't be around kids. I've never said you can't be around kids. I never called her racist. Nothing like that. But the kids can go to the I'm not going. She finally broke down, was like, I'll get the sleeve. I just want everyone together. Fine, whatever. We go. She covers it up. I shut the up. I just mind my business, right? Like 3 weeks passed. This past like week was my husband's birthday, okay? We go over there. Not like I popped up. Not like I was uninvited to her home, right? And my plan was, I didn't know if she was going to cover up in her own home. And I was not going to demand it. But I was going to drop off my kids and just leave if she was uncovered. I wasn't going to say nothing. And so I freaking bring one baby in. And she's uncovered. And I turn around to get the other baby, and I'd say to myself, if she's still uncovered by the time I walk back in here with this other baby, because we have twins, if I walk back in here with this other baby and she is not covered up, I am going to leave. So I turn back around, bring the other baby in. She's coming out of her room for putting the sleeve on. Great. I shut. I don't say anything. I go on about my business. Mind you, it's just mind-blowing that you wait until the last second for me to get there when you invited us over. And you know how I feel, but whatever.
She don't care, ma'am. She, like, you act like you shocked. Her getting that tattoo told me all I needed to know about her, and I ain't never met the woman in my life. That'd be like you getting a tattoo, and she in a KKK uniform, and you have a Scooby-Doo moment where you snatching the mask, and you holding it, and her face is shown. She have a problem with that. Cause what you mean? I ain't a part of this organization. I got a black son. She would be highly offended.
Ever. And I just lost it, man. I just lost it. I had decided over something else, a little argument me and my husband had this week, that it was time. It was time. And I didn't feel like... I feel like I know those women in that family, and I know that they all think my husband is a golden boy, and how could he ever do anything wrong to make anybody want to divorce him? I get it, they're his family, whatever, but I also knew that they're all over there like talking, because I know those women, right? And so I was just like, you need to tell them how you've been treating me. And so he included me, his grandmother, and his mother in a group chat, and he brought up a couple things that had happened over the years, and then he brought up, the tattoo and stuff, and that's all they wanted to address to me was how this tattoo, not the way that he treated me, the couple things that he had said. Yes. Sorry, I'm staying at my dad's tonight. I had to go back and rewatch and see where I was at. All they wanted to talk to me was tattoo and how I needed to get over it and stuff. And I was just like, you know what? If y'all are so proud of this tattoo and y'all think nothing is wrong with it, post it. Post to the internet that you got a tattoo of your black grandchildren as apes. And the thing is, I am not so sensitive to where I don't understand that it is very common for little babies at first, oh, that's a little cute little I get it.
No, it ain't. No, you get it. She did it to be racist. What you felt when you saw her tattoo and she told you that those were her grandchildren was valid, and you have to be okay calling out her racism and standing on it. Ain't no sorry, because she did it on purpose. And a lot of times they like to feign innocence or ignorance. You need to educate them when Google is free. Stop letting people play in your face. If her son had married a white woman and they had children, I can guarantee you she wouldn't have got that ape tattoo. And it's a high likelihood she ain't with the boy's pap. And you it's some other things that he have said. Yeah, I already know what he has said to you, because he have internalized racism due to his mammy. They in Kansas.
I'm not that sensitive. However,
you need to be.
I've never addressed that because they are also very sensitive. And if I had said, hey, I don't want you to call him that, they would have called me sensitive. I was over exaggerating. She's just so woke, blah, blah, blah. And now they're mad that I never said that. Anyway,
ma'am, when they calling you woke, they calling you the N-word. It's irritating, but ma'am, you knew what it was.
And I told her to post it. I was like, if you're so out of it, post it. I gave her an hour after I said that. And so I posted it because I'm just I'm tired of the games, okay? Y'all making me feel crazy. I didn't feel like he was 10 toes behind me. It was just...
He wasn't. But that's his mother.
He didn't like it either, but he did not... I did not feel like he was 10 toes behind me in my boundary, my very simple boundary of just covering the up and shutting the up and stop testing her about it. But I didn't feel like I had that. Felt like I just kept getting little pokes. Yeah, so yeah, that's what I did. It's crazy. I might go back and delete a couple videos and redo them because I've been a little emotional this weekend. For now, I'm keeping everything up because it's just real. Like, it's just real as and it's just what the happening. And sometimes you just need to let people know. And it sucks. It's so messy. I am mildly embarrassed just because it's like sucks, but like nobody checked them the way they needed to be checked, and they kept dancing around it, and just I lost it. Okay. It is what it is at this point. It is what it is.
It is what it is. She wouldn't have been around my child. But I would never, like, black men forever? Nah.
Hey, also, someone found the artist for me, and I was able to reach out to him and ask him a few questions. The artist had absolutely no idea that this was happening. He was genuinely shocked. He did this tattoo 4 months ago for her, and all she had told him was that it was for her grandkids. He said, he doesn't get involved in, asking clients too many questions. I asked him if she showed him a picture of us. He said no. He's genuinely shocked. I do not want any hate to go to this poor man. He's just a dude, I feel bad for the guy. I really do. And I don't want any hate sent his way because he honestly had nothing to do with her decision to get that tattoo. All he did was the work. He didn't know anything. So if you have sent him anything, please resend it, take it away. The man had nothing to do with this. And I don't want that poor man affected from my mother-in-law's horrible racist decision.
Tattoo artists, most of the time, they're just doing their job.
First things first, I just want to say that I am floored by the amount of support that I've been receiving about this, and just making me feel validated that I'm not crazy. That also I just want to say that there is a lot of context and nuance missing that I wish I could say, but I have to get a divorce from this man. I have to protect things so I can get through this, and once it's all over, hopefully I can give nuance and context about all of it. But I can only talk about my husband in regards to this tattoo situation because I have to navigate. But my husband is not white. He is also mixed. We grew up very differently. He only knew his mother's side of the family, and I have heavy involvement from my entire family, my entire life, and it's just insane. I had told him I wanted a divorce a few days ago because we got into it about something else, and I'm like, what the f- am I doing? And then by Friday, I was just like, done. Everything was just like hitting me. I was losing my shit. And finally, I had told her, like, if you're so proud of this thing, like, post it. And she didn't, so I did. And I forgot I had set up cross-posting from my Facebook to IG, and because I keep things mostly on Facebook as far as like pictures and everything. For the kids, because I got family all over the country, and it's just I had posted a couple angry cryptid TikToks, and freaking
Why are you so interested in protecting her? If she feels comfortable enough to get that tatted on her body, wear it around town, smile and laugh and hee and tell people around her, yeah, I got this tattoo for my grandkids and was comfortable paying money to get it, then she should be comfortable standing in it. You shouldn't get a tattoo that you're not willing to stand on. What she did was disrespectful. She deserved to be called out. Your husband deserved to be called out because he needs to protect his kid, and that's not okay.
I got a couple questions about, like, are we talking about this tattoo that I saw on your Instagram? And I was like, we can talk about it. Yeah, so I wish I can give all the details and answer all the questions, but I have to get through this, and hopefully one day I am able to say what the went on in my relationship to condition me to have these reactions.
She married to a white man stuck in a black man's body. Well, what does that mean? He probably views himself as a white man. He was raised in white culture. However, because he is half black, society views him as a black man. So he doesn't get the privileges that come with the culture that he was raised in. Although he's fair skinned, he didn't get his mommy phenotype. He also probably has difficulty relating to black men and black culture in general because he was not raised in it. And he also probably feels a certain type of way about black people in general. So he has internalized racism. That is why she said he grew up with his mother's people. I grew up with all of my family. So she got to realize, hey, okay, this is how my other people act. And they probably instilled some black history in her and how black people operate. Like, hey, you don't do bath days. You use a washcloth. You use lotion. Soap is your friend. This is how you manage your hair. Just because your friends out there doing that, you can't do that. Don't get it twisted. We move through our society differently.
Just insane. Just insane, okay? But thank y'all so much for validating that I am not insane. My family members, my close friends have been validating me this whole time, okay? But they were not getting it. And I had had enough.
They got it. They did not care. Ma'am, you knew what it was. You knew them folks was racist. You knew your husband got that internalized racism going on. You knew how he gave it up. I don't think she gonna get a divorce though.
I don't even think they still get it. I think they're embarrassed.
Not embarrassed enough.
I hope you guys have a good day.
They not embarrassed enough, because if she was that embarrassed, she would have went ahead and got it covered up. That's how y'all gotta look at stuff like that. This right here is an intentional act. She thought this out. Girl, I found you about 15 minutes ago and you are not crazy. You protecting yourself and the internet can wait. Lawyer up and don't say anything on social media. Your lawyer doesn't approve after that. I told my 16-year-old yesterday about your videos and showed her the tattoo. She think it's equally insane. Also, the fact your husband is also biracial is, I guess, mind-blowing. It's not. The tattoo is so much worse than I could have ever imagined. You are absolutely not crazy. You and your kids deserve better. I had to leave my ex-husband because of his mom. He never stood up for me and just refused to see his mother-in-law low-key racist and manipulative behavior. Ain't no low-key. She was. I had one in my corner and was made to feel crazy. I'm just set up your GoFundMe. You deserve conversation. I'm not. Don't. Girl, Maya Angelou said it best. She said, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. As always, remember that you're fearfully and wonderfully made. Stay blessed.